What is up, Aquarius? It's your girl Kelly coming straight at you for the Queen Tarot B in Boston. So this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, Venus. If this isn't your story this month, it's not your story. Always check your rising and your moon signs. If you don't find anything there, then baby brain. Then check your Mercury, your Mars, and your Venus signs as well. If you want to check all six, you're more than welcome, but that could take some time to do every month. For cross watchers, you're always welcome here at the Queen Tarot B. We love cross watchers. I love my people, and I always respond to their comments. Do know, however, that this energy comes in vice versa, as sometimes certain signs do every month, or sometimes all of them come in backwards. If this is what Aquarius is doing to you, go ahead and feel free to say, hey, this is vice versa, and this is what Aquarius is doing to me. As far as my schedule, I am finally getting over pneumonia, I think, 7 months later, but I will be, excuse me, munching on a cough drop to keep myself from coughing through this whole thing. So just do know that. The other thing is I am now 28 weeks. You can see my big baby belly. So if I have to stop to breathe, it's because I have a child in my lungs, and yeah, breathing is a necessity. It's very important. Anyway, I've finally opened my schedule up again. You might want to get in there quick, though, because these spots do go quickly. So Aquarius, as for you guys this month, the main thing that kept coming out was the Emperor. And it was when I was shuffling, and I just shuffled for the past 10 minutes, and then I was meditating and trying to figure out what your energy was. And the Emperor kept popping out of this deck. Every time I split the deck, he was there. And then eventually he just popped out. And one thing I noticed about this Emperor in this deck is that in the background, he has somebody there looking at him. And that's what popped out to me the most. The second thing that I noted was that he's retaining a lot of power there. As the Emperor, he retains a lot of power. Now, this is the card of Aries. It doesn't mean you're dealing with an Aries, but it is the card of Aries. But this is somebody who feels as though they have all the power in the situation. It feels like they think they rule the roost. This could be a prior relationship, a father figure, a mother figure. This is somebody who feels empowered and has power over your life. And it seems to be the main theme of the reading this month. What I see after that is that this is probably a significant other. Somebody who feels powerful over you. They do have somebody else. But it's like that old adage, they don't want you, but they don't want anyone else to have you. And so it feels like this person is jealously watching in the background if you look. And he's sitting there with all the power and all his strength and his beautiful throne. And this girl is standing in the background and she's just watching. So it's like she knows you're there. And she's jealously watching what he's going to do. That's what it feels like to me. This could also be a he. So, like I said, don't get hung up on gender. But I've got the Hierophant here in reverse, telling me this is a prior relationship, or this could be a boss figure. Maybe this boss treats you differently than they treat other people, and other people are starting to notice it. But what I'm feeling from this is, at the moment, I don't have many pentacles on the board, so if it does turn into a work situation, we'll discuss it later. I'll look into it, though, see what I pull out. With this comes the Eight of Swords. So it's like you're really seeing this for what it is now, not what you wanted it to be for however many years this is, but typically the Hierophant doesn't come up unless this is a pretty long-term relationship or situationship or whatever the hell it is people do these days. I don't know. I prefer a relationship and my marriage. That's just me. But you're really seeing it for what it is. You're seeing that all this time you've been locked up in your mind in this mirror state with all of these swords. And during this time, there's been somebody else jealously watching to see if he was going to leave or to see if she was going to leave. I feel like this is very significant right now. Because I keep getting this feeling of having the power over somebody. And so, again, this could be you or this could be Aquarius and how they're acting toward you. It doesn't have to be Aries. I was just stating it was the card of Aries. So some of you may be dealing with an Aries where it came up so frequently. You may not. It really all depends on your specific chart, your specific situation. I would have to read you personally to know. Anyway, if you need that, on the box below is the information. But you're finally seeing a situation for what it is and not what you want it to be. And in that, you've got a 9 of coins. So it's like your personal finances. This is the only coins on the board at the moment, aside from, yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But this is your 9 of coins, and it's being directly affected by this situationship or prior relationship or divorce or whatever it is. Some of you, I do hear paper shuffling. I keep feeling like this is a continuation of last month and the month before that and the month. It's like I keep picking up on the same energies, and I'm not sure why. But this person really had you fooled for a long time. I feel like they had this person on the side and didn't tell you anything, and they could have. They could have been very open with you and said, hey, listen, I'm not feeling this anymore. I want to leave this marriage or this relationship, long-term relationship, whatever it is. I want to move on. And they could have settled things amicably. But I don't feel like they did that. I feel like what they did was they held on to this person and they also had you. And now it's like, now that you're seeing it for what it is, you don't want anything to do with them, but that's bringing them, they always want what they can't have. So now that they can no longer have you at home and have their cake and eat it too, it's like now they want to control you. And I feel like that's where this Emperor is coming in with this control. I say control because if you look at the weapon he holds, it's a lot of control there. I don't think you're going to beat him with a sword. But I feel like that's where this control factor is coming in. This Emperor feels very, very controlling. And I feel like they're severely affecting your ability to live. So maybe you have shared resources. Maybe you had an apartment with them and they took off without paying any of the bills. Or maybe they just came over when they needed money. And this has been going on for quite some time, you know, resulting in the Hierophant being pulled. Because I noted that the Hierophant doesn't come up for just whatever. It comes up typically for me anyway as a reader. In the 30 years that I've been reading, it comes up for long-term relationships. And this is coming up to tell me that you were in this mindfuck for a long time. And now that you're finally out of it, this is hampering your ability to take care of your own personal garden. So I feel like there are some shared resources there that that aren't being split fairly. And this person is holding that power. This Emperor right here is holding all the power on that. And this person in the background is very jealous because he wants to have his cake and eat it too. And they know this. But I feel like you're trying to stay in your upright. There's that Queen of Swords. But this person continuously gets in the way with your Pentacles, your 10 of Pentacles in reverse. It's like you've lost, maybe you had a family together. It's like you've lost that home feeling. You've lost that feeling of unity, of being a nuclear family, of being able to rely on each other, of all the beautiful things that come with marriage or long-term relationship. You've lost all of that. But now you're also losing out in the financial department because this person is withholding. I feel like it's become a long, drawn-out process and probably involved in the courts if you were married. And so now it's like all the assets are frozen. but this person somehow maintains power over those assets. And I feel like they're not communicating with you in a good way. So anytime they've communicated with you, it's been negative. So you've shut them down, you've cut them off, right? And so now there's no communication here unless it's through the courts or through maybe motions being filed. I hear courts and paper shuffling, or maybe attorneys. If it's gotten to the point where you're getting attorneys, have them look into stuff, because this person is hell-bent on having a lot of power over you and a lot of power over what you get in regards to leaving this relationship. And it's not that they don't owe it to you and you haven't helped them come as far as they have. It's a matter of simply spite. They're spiteful that you've left. That's all. They no longer have power over you. They're spiteful that you've gone. And so when you do have that communication with them, there's no longer that feeling of the 10 of coins, comfort and family. It's just no communication with them whatsoever. But you're still remaining in your upright, Aquarius. You're still trying to do things on an up and up level. You're trying to do things on an amicable level and keep things so that you can keep the peace. And maybe you have children involved. But this tells me this is a cycle that's been going on for a really long time. And now it feels like this divorce or this breakup or whatever it is with this world card has been dragging on and dragging on and dragging on and dragging on. And, you know, in the beginning, this knight came in and delivered a swift blow. Maybe you found out about this other person in a horrible way. Maybe they just up and left and went off with that person. But you've got a past tower moment here that ended this cyclical, whatever the hell was going on between you two that caused you to leave. I feel like this was a causation. It was the catalyst for you to leave, whatever this tower moment was, whether you caught them with someone else, whether they up and left you and didn't say a word, and you found out through social media, whatever it is that this was for you, it was harsh and it was cold. I feel like you've moved past the devastation of it. Like, the devastation really hit you hard with this Five of Cups. It definitely hit you hard. It feels like this person was definitely juggling two lifestyles. It's like they had a family at home, and then it was like they had their other life and who they wanted to be in their other life. And I feel like this person in the background may have something to do with it. Like I said, this Emperor is very, very significant today, and there's a lot of energy coming off of this. And whoever this is very fascinated by his power. If you look, she's staring at it jealously. Like she wants it. But she's going to have a hell of a time taking that power from him. Whoever this person is severely obsessed with power, money hungry, just making your life hell for absolutely no reason other than they can. Now, with this, I feel like with this Five of Cups in reverse, this has been going on so long, you're over the devastation of it. But I feel like it's reverberating through your family. I feel like your family's catching some of it too. Some of you may not have children. Maybe they were close to your family, and finding out what a shitbag this person was really hard for them. And especially since with this Two of Pentacles, you're at a crossroads here. They've put you at a crossroads where it's like, okay, I can't stay in this. I obviously know there's someone else there and this is not working. And I feel like there's been someone else there for quite some time. It's not just been recent. I feel like if it's not just one person, there's been one before that and before that and before that. This person feels as though, I mean, obviously, they're obsessed with power, money, because they're withholding from you. But it feels like they may also dip into drugs or drinking. It feels like drugs or drinking. Something along those lines. But with this Princess of Cups, it's like you're at this door here with the Two of Pentacles, and you see the ship out there. And it's like, okay, I can either stay in this cabin. Sorry about the glare. I have super mommy glow. We've tried everything. I'm trying. You're just going to have to wait till I have the baby. You can either stay in this cabin and continue this lifestyle, this life cycle of, you know, being balanced, being juggled, like a ball, like a game. Or you can step out this door and get on this ship and go. With this, the Princess of Pentacles. I mean, Princess of Cups. Ooh, I must have said Princess of Pentacles for something. I never blurt stuff out on accident. Maybe that's the offer they've made you, was like very minute and was ridiculous. Yeah, it feels like maybe they've made an offer and it's ridiculous. It's like, here, you get 2% and I'll take the other 98. That's what it feels like to me. Because again, obsessed with money and power. And whoever this is bamboozled by all that money and power and prestige, but you're not, because you've been dealing with it for however long with this Hierophant card here. And it looks like you've been in this mindfuck for a long time to have that many swords around you and be blindfolded in that mirror. But you didn't even see it until recently. Now you're seeing it for what it is. But this Princess of Cups in reverse shows me that there's never going to be any validity behind what this person does. So if they try to reconcile with you, it's not them actually reconciling with you. It's them having their cake and eating it too. It's them having you there and having this person in the background and having the power to control both of the situations. And it's like you're just not willing. Like, you've done this with this person. You're just not willing to continue to do this anymore. I feel like you tried and tried and tried, but unfortunately, this person just was who they were. You know, they changed dramatically throughout your relationship. You know, they weren't this person before. They were the family type. And I don't see reunification here. And I'm glad for that, because someone like this doesn't deserve your time. With this Three of Cups, this is all past, I feel like. So all along they've had this going on, and you just weren't willing to take that chance anymore, to deal with it anymore. I feel like you've been coping with it for a long time. You've been dealing with it, finding ways to deal with it, and now you're just like, no. And it's like behind you, and you're taking on our fire energy, which isn't something that's very surprising to me, because we as Aries take on air energy very often and turn into this here Queen of Swords quite frequently when we need to cut people out. So the energy is pretty interchangeable between these two queens, and it's not a matter of, again, don't get hung up on sex, because it's all about the energies. But it's like you're taking on this fire energy. It's like you're a fire-breathing dragon, and you're protecting your lair. You're done allowing people in who are walking all over you. This person, you'll never let them back in. This person was just a soulmate, there to learn lessons. And I get the feeling that you stayed too long. And now the only thing out of their mouth is sweet nothings with the Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups. Sweet nothings that don't mean shit, and they lie to you a lot. There's a lot of lies there. There's a lot of deception. There may even be resentment toward you for leaving. But one thing I can say is that an opportunity did come along for you. Somebody that you truly cared about, that you took action toward, but they weren't ready yet. Whoever this was, they weren't ready yet. This is, of course, after you moved on from this other, or trying to move on, but this person has got you financially engulfed in whatever legal process or splitting of bank accounts or apartment, something like that. You guys are fighting over assets, and this person is really just making it hell. But I feel like there was somebody there, somebody who you really loved. There was true love there, and there was action taken, but this person just wasn't ready. And they certainly weren't financially stable enough. It feels like they were kind of immature, too. They started something, and then feels like they kind of backed up out of it. And I don't know if it's because of this situation over here, but there was definitely someone who came in for a short period of time and then backed out. So right now you guys are really at a standstill. I'm showing with the Sun card that you guys are unhappy, very unhappy with the situation that's going on right now, and you're tired of having to put work and more work and more work into a situation that isn't going anywhere. Like I said, the offer feels ridiculous. It feels like, I'm going to take all of this and you can have this one down here on the ground. That's what the offer feels like. It's like almost a slap in the face, almost insulting. And it's saying right now it's just at a standstill. With the Chariot flipped over, you're just stopped. You're dead stopped. Nothing's moving, and that's the only thing you've gotten is here you can have this one pentacle, and I'm going to take the other 6. And there's no happiness to be had between the two of you. So this offer, I feel like, is affecting everybody involved, whether it's your family, children, you, this other person. It's affecting a lot of things and a lot of people, and it's holding you back from doing what you need to do. Okay, Aquarius, that is what I have for you this month. That was actually pretty long, considering. I feel like I just keep getting a continuation, so a lot of you must be going through something here. Keep your chin up. You know, it can't last forever. Nothing does. And remember, if you need anything, please feel free to email me at trinity32719@hotmail.com for a list of services. The spots will go quickly, but I can give you more insight into this tangle of a nightmare that you seem to have been living for the past few months. This is your girl, Kelly, coming straight at you for the Queen Tarot B in Boston. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.